Okay, good night again, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us for tonight's session. I'm sure you're going to enjoy tonight's session. So we have with us Miss Tyrell, and she'll be telling us all about how we can explore various opportunities to study abroad, especially now as we're going through this pandemic, how they've changed their system and their structure to ensure that students are safe regardless of what they're going through or what's happening around the world, essentially. I'm just going to quickly hand over to Ms. Tyrell so she can bless us with her wisdom.
Hi, good evening, everyone. As your moderator said, my name is Hermit Tyrell. I like what you said, Tyrell. It's very nice. Make my name sound really very nice. Wow, the student exchange program. I have a PowerPoint, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to this presentation. I am not even too familiar with doing it, so I will just speak. No.
If you want, I could
Why
share
bother
it
with?
If you want, I could share it for you. I believe I have your PowerPoint as well.
It look like, I don't know if it's a virus or you have it.
Right, I'll share
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Let me see it.
Okay.
Okay. No. With these unprecedented times, you might be wondering, but why bother? Why should I be thinking about traveling, going overseas to get that experience of the student exchange program at this time? However, my hope and my wish is that the times will change and pretty soon we'll go back to normal. No, my name is Hermine Terrell, and I am the Student Exchange and Study Abroad Coordinator in the International Students Office. No, I deal with the exchange program for both the students who are interested or US students who are interested in going and those students who are also interested in coming to study at the University of the West Indies. This is an excellent opportunity that could be afforded to any student. My wish, my hope is that the University of the West Indies will get to that stage where all of our students will be encouraged to be a part of your program for you to go and study abroad, go on the student exchange program. My students who have gone on the exchange program, they come back transformed because what? They have gone outside of their comfort zone. Some persons who have been on the exchange program first time traveling, never own a passport, and they have gone and they have done well. So I'm hoping that after this presentation, I'll get people who are excited and willing and ready to go. All right, let's go. All right, next slide, please. Okay, now this is just an airport, which is a preparation for you to go. You're thinking about going, you don't know if it makes any sense, but take it from me. You need to plan and include the exchange program as part of your academic career. Next slide, please. Over 4 million students travel abroad each year worldwide. So we have students from all different parts of the world who go on this experience as part of their academic career. Some persons, they can go for a semester or two. Some persons choose to go to Europe. Some persons choose to stay here in the Caribbean. But it's up to you as to where you will decide to go. Next slide. Know the difference between the exchange and the study abroad. Now, the exchange program is designed for students to get the opportunity to study at a partner university of the University of the West Indies. Now, because we are in partnership with these universities, we have a signed agreement, all right? And under this agreement, there's no exchange of tuition. So this is an excellent opportunity. Some of the students that have gone on the exchange program, they've always wanted to study at a particular university. And when they came to the University of the West Indies and realized that this opportunity exists, where they can actually go and study at another university of their choice without having to pay the university's tuition, that's actually a very exciting and in terms of cost effectiveness, it's a very cost effective way to go and study at a university that you have always wanted to study at. So there's no exchange of tuition under the exchange agreement. Now for study abroad, all other universities that we do not have a signed agreement with is open to our students. So you can choose to go to another university, but we don't have an agreement with them. The difference is you would have to pay their tuition. Next slide, please. The facts. So the facts about the student exchange program, and I want you to note these facts. Students only pay tuition fees to the UAA. So you don't have to pay the tuition fees to the host institution. You must have completed at least 2 semesters of your studies at the UAA. So you will go after completing your first year. You will apply during the 2nd semester of your first year. Students must have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And students, please, you have to, the reason why we insist on this, when you go overseas, based on the new systems that you will be introduced to, some persons take a little time to get adjusted to it. You see, the person, once you are performing at that level, at the 3.0 level, you will be able to adjust and adapt easily to the new system. You must not have had any disciplinary action or none pending. You'll be going to represent yourself and the University of the West Indies. So students who have any disciplinary actions or any pending against them, they would not be eligible to participate in the students. And this opportunity is open to undergraduate and the graduate students. And the graduate students will need to seek out approval. Undergraduates have to seek approval too, but for the graduate students, they have to get the guidance from their supervisor, their program supervisor at the UAA. Next slide, please. Take advantage, you do some of the other facts. You get the opportunity to take advantage of the resources that will be available at the host university. Now, there are some things, there are some areas that UAA, we might not have the required facilities. So going to some partner universities, you get the opportunity to use facilities that would not be available at the UAA. And you'll be creating your own global network. Some persons, well, all students, when you come to the university, you meet a new circle of friends. So when you go away on the exchange, this is another circle of friends that you're going to meet. So you'll have friends from different countries. Because when you go on the exchange, remember that there'll be other students from other universities, all from all over the world who will be there. So you're going to meet students, make new friends with persons from different countries. And you're going to improve your marketability because, of course, on your resume, this is going to add that flair, that added attraction to your employers that will make you stand out amongst other candidates for the job. You'll be immersed in a foreign language to become fluent. Now, we have a program with a university in Spain, and our students, our Spanish major students, when they go there, wow, when they come back, their Spanish has been advanced at such a level because they got the opportunity to be immersed in the language. Broaden your knowledge and perspectives. Now, this again is another opportunity for you. You're going to be learning, you're going to be in a different environment. You'll be outside of the Caribbean. So you would get to hear and learn from other persons from all over the world. And you can create opportunities for further studies, internship, and work. A number of our students who go on the exchange program, they realize that yes, probably they could think about attending one of these universities for their graduate program. So you see all the opportunities that are available to you through participation in the exchange program. Next slide, please. Now, where can you go? Now, this is a list of the different countries that have institutions to which the University of the West Indies, we have partnerships. All right, so you look through the different countries. Now, on our website, we have our list of partners. So I'm encouraging you all to spend some time and go on the International Office website and look at our list of partners. So you see we have partners in the US, of course, in Canada, which is very popular, UK, Germany, Sweden, Italy, China, Finland, Japan, and our campuses or other or sister campuses of the University of the West Indies. We encourage students to do an exchange year. So you have the opportunity to go and study at the UWI Cayville or St. Augustine campus as well. Next slide, please. Okay, funding opportunities. Now, this is another big. Now, for students, when you hear about the exchange program, you think of costs. Man, if I'm going to go to another country, I have to go think about visa. I have to go think about airfare. You have to think about your living expenses and all of that. So we have some funding opportunities that are available. The Caribbean Integration Program is available to students who will go to another campus of the University of the West Indies. So if you choose to go on exchange at the Cayville campus or the St. Augustine campus, you can apply for this bursary. And the value of this bursary is US $5,000. It's a one-time payment. So if you're going for one semester or for 2 semesters, you will be eligible to get $5,000. For persons who are interested in going to one of our Canadian partners, there's a Canada CARICOM and the Emerging Leaders in the Americas program, the ELAP program. Now, the value of this particular bursary, if you go for a semester, it's $7,200. And if you go for the year, it's 2 times that amount. Our graduate students too, they get a little more because some of our graduate students go for a longer period. So they get a little more than the $7,200. For this scholarship, as well, it's a institution that you're going to that will submit the application on your behalf. So there are a number of documents that you would have to submit with your when you apply for the exchange program, and it's sent to the host university, and they are the ones who will apply for the scholarship on your behalf. And I'm going to encourage you to go online and Google Canada CARICOM or Emerging Leaders of the Americas and read upon this scholarship, read upon this opportunity that's available to our students. And there is the Erasmus program, and this is open to, we have an Erasmus with the university in Spain, and we also have it with a university in the UK. So students, there are a number of funding opportunities. So the expense that you would incur if you choose to go on the exchange program, it can be helped. We have the funding opportunities that would be available to you. Next slide, please. Okay, so the world is represented here. So you have to make your choice. Where do you want to go? Is this something that you should consider? Is this something that you should build into your academic career? And my response is yes. I have seen the world. I've traveled to some countries just by sitting at my desk. How have I done that? Through the eyes of my students. Because when they go away, they come back bubbling with excitement because they would have outside of Jamaica. When you go on Vacation, because some persons will say, but I go Canada all the time. I go on vacation. I go on vacation in the US. It's a different kind of experience. It's a different kind of immersion because now you will have more time to learn, to understand, to get a feel of what it is like living in these countries. All right, next slide, please. Okay, now these are some of the countries that our students who are coming to the UWI, where they originate from. And here at the University of the West Indies, we do have a number of students from outside of the Caribbean region, from outside of CARICOM. And we encourage our students to get to know, I mean, now that we're virtual, you might say, Miss, it's a little harder for you to interact with students, but you have to make that effort to get to know some of these students. All right, next slide, please. All right, the experience of a lifetime, the exchange program. And I am encouraging all of you to think about it, put it in your plan that, yeah, now that I know about the exchange program, I am going to apply for this opportunity to go and study overseas. And I'm encouraging you too. You can always come pay me a visit. Now we still have working students. So if you want to come to the international office just to find out, to get a one-on-one, so you can understand what is going on, you can understand the application process. The application process, it's twofold because you have to complete the UE application form first. In completing the UE application form, once you have met the required GPA, you must be a full-time student, be in good financial standing, and have had no disciplinary action taken, then you are an ideal candidate to participate in the program. All right, so you will look on our list of institutions. You must match your UWI courses for the period you're going with the courses from the host institution of choice. And when I say match, it must cover what your UWI course covers. So that means you have to look at the course description or the course outline. You won't find a course with the same name as your course here at UWI. So you have to do a little bit of research. Now, this is where we lose a lot of students when they find out that I have to read and I have to, and this is a lot of work, and I lose a lot of students along the way because they think that it's just too much. But you see, the students who persevere and go on and do the research and find the courses and take the form to their department and get it approved and take back the signed form to my office, then we begin the application process for the host university. Now, there are a number of universities in Canada that are oversubscribed. And when I say oversubscribed, we have sent more students to them than they would have sent to us. Some universities like the popular York University, University of Toronto, these schools only take one student for one semester. Now, in those cases where a school is only taking one student for one semester, I operate on a first come, first serve basis. And I see one of my favorite students is online here with us, Bobby. And Bobby, I'm going to let Bobby, it's very important that I'm happy that Bobby is here because initially I intended to invite some of the participants, previous persons who would have participated in the exchange program. Because for me, I can sit down here and talk all I want. But you see, when you hear from somebody who have been there, done that, and they can talk about their experience to let you know that, yes, it is real. Because some persons might say, boy, Mr. So how many persons from UE go? I don't think I'm going to be that person, but why not? Why not be that person? All right, so the exchange program is an excellent opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, an opportunity where you as a student, you'll get to learn, you'll get to develop, you'll get to find out some things about you, because being here in Jamaica, yeah, you have your family, you have your friends. They see when you go away on the exchange program, you really get to find out some things about you, because you are, yeah, you're a telephone call away, a WhatsApp call away, you can video chat and all of that. But you being in this new country on your own, you get to develop, you get to learn, you get to find out who you really are. And that's what the exchange program is all about. Now, Bobby Smith, is here. Mr. Smith?
Hey, good evening, everyone. Mr. Earl, you called me.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Bobby is going to tell you about his exchange. Bobby, sorry to put you on the spotlight like this, but I'm really happy you're here. So I want you to tell the students about your experience when you participated in the exchange program. Bobby.
All right, sorry about that. I was currently doing something. All right, guys. So you heard it from Mr. Earl here. First, let me just say this. All right, so I would say that she's my mother, basically. As in, Mr. Earl know me inside and out, right? She's my favorite go-to person on campus. As in, she's just that person for me. I love her with all my heart, right? And I just like to see she in action. She's doing what she's passionate about and trying to get members, try to introduce the project to students as best as possible. She's really awesome at her job, and I recommend her to everyone. And if she's saying to you no that this thing is legit, and if you can benefit from this thing, then trust her word, right? Trust her word. Actually, what she's saying is exactly how it goes, right? So my experience, yeah, I've been on it along with some other cohorts. You know, went to Canada. They went to Canada, went to Kville. A lot of them went to the US. Some went to Spain. And we talk, right? Because we're in the same group, so we talk. And the experience, like the broad experience is that the program is really good because they get to interact with persons all over the world. Because remember, no, because there's a thing to note when you go on these programs, so the various schools that UA is associated with, you are not the only, let's just dub this international student or student exchange there. You will also have other student exchange because the other schools also have their exchange programs. So, you have year or semester where they receive influx of different students from all over the world, right? So you must bear that in mind. So when I went to Kville campus, it was an awesome experience, a really awesome experience. I got to interact with persons all the way from um let me see, from Africa, right? I got to interact with person from China, even though they're on campus, right? But the thing is that the relationship or the interaction is very much different. Yeah, at Mona you will see them and probably walk past them because Mona is predominantly Jamaican, right? So when you go these places, probably you make up the 2% of your nation. So that's a very good thing, so you will find yourself interacting with persons of different culture. So yes, we had a lot of experience. We visit a lot of places in Barbados. We learn about the culture, learn about the teachings, right? We kind of get into the frame of mind, get into the adaptation side of it, where you have to learn a new system. It's no longer OVLE. It's no longer SAS. It's much different. So you have to get in that frame of mind. You have to get in the frame of mind of adapting. You have to also get in the frame of mind that, hey, you are no longer in your country. You won't see your family and friends every day, right? So there will come a time where you will feel homesick, like major homesick. I'm telling you this. And there will come a time when you just feel like you're the only person there and you really don't have any friend but you, right? So it's good to maintain that connection with home, right? So when it comes to, lessen that strain on you, then those person can basically will be there to fill that gap. So it's a good experience. It's a really good experience. I get to travel. I got the scholarship. My GPA was up there, yeah. You have to once you have your GPA is like 3.0 and above, then you will get the scholarship. I remember Mr. was down on me to write the scholarship letter. I was really lackadaisical when it comes to write a scholarship letter. So she was behind me like every step of the way, and that's what I like about her, right? So if you start this process and you're genuinely interested, and she realizes that you're interested in it, trust me, she will be by your side 100% of the way. And if you go into her international students um office in international student section, then you will see the amount of you will see all the pictures of all the candidates that actually traveled on this program, right? So regarding the scholarship, as in the scholarship is there to cut the cost of stuff, because it will basically covers your whole expense, your living expense, your traveling expense, your accommodation, food and whatnot expense, right? But it won't cover your tuition. The thing is that you have to, you know, have to already be paying tuition at your OC university, right? So that scholarship doesn't qualify tuition, but it also it what it does, it support other stuff. So it will cut you. So it won't be a sense where you have to carry your personal money, spend your personal money out of your own pocket. No, the scholarship is very much sufficient and is very much enough to cover you, to cover all the expenses that will be brought on you, right? Or if it's not, then that means probably you're just a person that you're just too glutton and you just don't know how to budget. It's really real, right? To form new bonds, you get to interact with persons, you get to as in your scope in which you think or in which you network will get this you will welcome this global approach. Let me just use that, right? Kind of to pun the event, right? So you will interact with persons that is in your area of field. They are in a different country, so their perspective might be a lot different. So you can, learn from them, and they can learn from you. It was a really really wonderful opportunity. I'm not lying. I'm really not lying. And even my friend that went to Spain, she said for her was really good because she wanted to do something that UWI Mona didn't really offer, right? And she went to Spain and she even got to do it as an elective. That's the beauty of it. We all know UWI Mona courses, they're limited, they're narrow to their specification. But when you go overseas, there are plenty more opportunities that you can choose from, including the recreational opportunities. So if you are the type of person that really likes sports and you want to try like different sporting activity and it's not available here in Jamaica, then you will have that option overseas. And the beauty of it being a student um on the international program is that you are not regarded lesser than other students. So the same benefits that these students that are attending these universities um, is getting, you will also be given the same opportunities. So they won't like have you one side. They won't have you one side and say, you know what, let's just exclude you from the pack. They will include you. They even these various universities, right? That is in association with UWI Mona, right? Actually have their own international student committee. So the committees, they are the one that will welcome you, that will help you on your transition, that will ensure that hey, if there's any problem, they are a first responder to you, and they will ensure that they have your back 100%, right? Same as though Mr. will have your back 100%. It's the same love that you will find right across the board. Um, so there won't be any room for racial profiling, any discrimination. Yeah, Mark, you might get that from some students, right? But we're just talking about the system, right? So the system, I think the system is perfect. It's really good. You will benefit from it, and you won't regret anything. And there's new memories, right? You can have a lot of memory, can create a lot of new memories now with different people. You can take different photos, you can visit different theater, different sites, different all of that different fast food place, joints and whatnot, and socialize. So your socialization span, as in, it will broaden. Your socialization will broaden. Your network will broaden. Everything will broaden. How you communicate, how you interact with person will broaden. Probably your interests will be broadened also, right? And at some point, you will feel as if you warm up to the place, it will feel as if that's just where you want to stay, and you might just regret that you actually spend a semester where you should have spent the academic year, because there's so much that you wanted to do, and didn't really know that the semester will be so short. That's how good the program is, right? So I just have to say, guys, you won't regret this. And if I could just bring up some of the persons, some of the participants on this live now, you will get nothing but positive feedback, right? Yes, some of the place you will go, the climate is there, so you have conflicted condition, as in you go into Canada, the place will be cold, so it's good to budget for that, good to prepare for that, right? And even if you're not fully prepared 100%, as I said, these universities, they have a committee set up to assist international students. So you will get that love. You will always get that love right through your program. If it's a thing where you are going to feel lonely, then that lonely feel is going to be rather personal, right? Because there have been times where I felt lonely. Like, even though I had like a block rep and other and a Jamaican association and all of that, I still felt lonely, like, personally, right? Probably because I was missing home, I was missing people. But you can always set up your WhatsApp call, you can always email people, and you can also do things to kind of shut that window. But yeah, these universities, they have their committees set up, um will set up and ready to welcome you. Some, they will welcome you at the airport, if you travel early, and if not, they will give you specific directions on what transportation to take, what to do, what to do what. It's same as though you go and work and travel, and if you're late, then they would say follow this, follow that, take this, take the Greyhound, whatnot till you reach your destination. It's the same, right? It's regarding transportation. It's the same right there. So you have nothing to lose. Only thing you have to lose, I would say, is the regret of not going and having someone that you plan to go with coming back to tell you that, hey, trust me, you should have come. This is mad. I learned a lot. So that would be the only regret. That would be the only takeaway from the program. But otherwise, there's a lot of plus. There's a lot of beneficial factor that this program actually have. Mr. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. What a mouthful. And I'm really happy that Bobby is here, because I intended to invite some other students, but time did not allow. And I'm happy that Bobby's here so that you can hear from someone who participated in the program, and you learn of the benefits to be derived from participation. Now, I am open for questions, and I want persons to be thinking of the program so that you can ask me some questions. So, any questions?
So we actually have a question here from Denise over on YouTube. So she's asking if only first year students can apply for the program.
Okay, now this program is open to students. You can go during your third, fourth, or fifth semester. Your final semester must be spent at the UWI, and you can do up to 2 semesters away on the exchange program. So you will need to have completed your first year. So remember, I had said that you will apply during the second semester of your first year. Or second year students, you can apply during your fourth semester or your fifth semester. But your final semester of your degree program at UWI must be spent at the UWI. And remember, you'll be matching courses. So you will have to do your research to identify that university that would be best suited for your program. Any other questions? Now, students, remember the different places that are available to you. Bobby spoke about the Kayville campus, which is one of our sister campuses. So you have Kayville or St. Augustine, and then we have a wide cross-section of universities in Canada, in the US, in Europe. So you go online and look at our list of partners and decide where you want to go. Now, the deadline for application, if you are going for the first semester, the deadline is the 1st of March. If you're going for the second semester, the deadline is the 1st of October. All right, and remember the application process, it's twofold. You have to do the UWI application form first, and in doing your research, I tell students, look at the host university, look at their application process to ensure that you are in line for their deadline. But what normally happens to some students spend the whole time finding the course and all of that, and when they come in with the sign form, the deadline for the school they want to go to would have passed, so them can't apply. So please, when you're doing your research, you pay attention to the deadline for the exchange program. Some persons too made the mistake of looking at the general application for international students at the host institution. You're not looking at that. You're going as an exchange student. And all of our exchange partners, they have an exchange website. So you look on the exchange student website to get the relevant information for your application. Any other questions?
How has the program been impacted by COVID? As in, how will we maintain the protocols?
Okay, no, the impact, COVID has really had a tremendous impact on the program. For first semester, unfortunately, none of our students, we had quite a number of students, we had 24 students who had actually applied. Some of them were accepted. However, based on what has happened, resulted from COVID, a number of the schools, they were only offering, well, the majority of the schools were only offering online program. And the essence of the exchange program is to go and experience a different culture, to go and get immersed in a new learning environment. And doing the course online would not offer that sort of opportunity. So a number of our schools, some schools, they're not considering anyone for exchange, and those schools that were accepting students for exchange were only offering online. Okay, so I think I answered the question, because the courses were, most of the universities are offering it online. And even for semester 2 coming up, we have schools that are still going on with online, and some schools, they have suspended the exchange program for the academic year.
Okay, so I'm seeing a hand from Anwar. You can go ahead.
Good night, everyone. I just wanted some clarification regarding the payment of fees. I noticed that you said in the earlier part of the presentation that once you are going to schools that the university has a partnership with, you would just need to continue paying your university fees. So just to be clear, you wouldn't have to pay the tuition of the school that you're going to for the same program.
That is correct. There's no exchange of tuition. So once you are applying to the exchange program, once you are accepted by an exchange partner, you will not be required to pay their tuition. You, however, have to pay your UE tuition. You have to be fully registered at UE. And as you all know, to be fully registered, you have to pay all your required fees, your tuition and your miscellaneous fees. You have to select your courses and get the relevant approval. So you must be fully registered at UE when you're participating in the program. And you do not pay any tuition once you're going to an exchange partner. You do not pay any tuition to the school to which you're going. You will, however, there are some schools that require, you have to pay health insurance, you have to pay for an ID card, but they will tell you that information upfront so that you know what are the costs that would be involved in your exchange. All right, and I encourage students to do up a budget. If you are interested in the exchange program, start up a little budget, and your budget will include things like your airfare, the costs that will be incurred at the school in terms of their compulsory fees for the exchange program, and also your living expenses, so that you know, you will have an idea. Because remember, you here at UE, you would have to be, if you live on hall, you have to be paying your hall fees and all of that. So when you look at the amounts you spend here under normal circumstances and the amount that will be required for you to pay for the exchange program, you will see the difference. So you know how you would have to get the funding to ensure that you have all your expenses covered for the exchange program. But if you get one of the scholarships that are available, well, as Bobby said, if you get the Caribbean Integration Program bursary, 5,000 US, now that will cover everything, everything that all the costs that you will incur for the exchange program. The same thing, if you get one of the bursaries, one of the scholarships, sorry, for studying in Canada, you will realize that it covers everything. And our students normally have a little spending money when they come back, because they would budget and ensure that this money that they have received is a gift. So, they spend, and they spend wisely to ensure that they have some funds to return to Jamaica.
One more question.
I spoke about the foreseeable expenses. So you would have your airfare. Now, for those persons who don't have a passport, all right, you have to go get a passport. You have to think about if you're going to a country that will require a visa. If you're going to Canada, you'd have to look at the cost for the visa and all the related things that would come into getting that visa. You make sure you have all of those fees listed. Then you have your airfare. You ensure that you're going to get a round ticket, so you know exactly how much it will cost for that, and your living expenses. When you go to the institution, are you going to live on their hall? Are you going to live off campus? So these are some of the things that you will find out ahead of time, so that you can do up your budget, so you know what are the expenses that will be involved. Okay, are the scholarships limited? For the Caribbean Integration Program, because we only have a few students applying from Mona, normally everyone who applies from Mona gets a scholarship. So we have not had anyone from Mona going to another campus of the University of the West Indies who would not have benefited from the Caribbean Integration Program bursary. For the Canada CARICOM and the Emerging Leaders Scholarship, now that is over the years, we're seeing that fewer and fewer students are getting this scholarship. So we can't tell you that, yes, you're going to get it. The school you're going to, they can't tell you, yes, you're going to get it. It's the Canadian government that makes the decision. No, there is, the students are required to write, a statement, a purpose statement as to why they want to participate in the program. And I tell students, if this is what is going to determine that you get 7,200 Canadian dollars, you're going to put your best foot forward. Ensure that the person who reads your essay, they're going to say, yes, this person should get this scholarship. So I tell students, ensure that if you need help to write this statement, go and seek help, but put your best foot forward. Ensure that whatever you are representing is the true representation of yourself and the reason why you should be awarded this scholarship. All right. Any other questions? So I take it that we will have some persons. Remember this COVID time, and persons might say, boy, but we don't know when COVID is going to end. We don't know when the world is going to get back to normal. But what I tell students is still put in that application. You cannot, there's no cost to the application. You do not have to pay any application fee. So you say, because it is FREE, I say do the application. Spend the time, do the application, so that come next year, August, if things go back to normal, and we're all praying that things will go back to normal, you will have your application in. You will get your acceptance to the university. And if you are one of those persons that will be awarded the scholarship, you will get it. Oh, I forgot to mention about the Erasmus scholarship. Now, for our students who go to Spain, normally all of those persons get the scholarship because they normally have a quota. So once your department selects you and you go ahead and do the application, you normally get through and you will be selected. So there is a limit in the sense that once the department would select you, they would tell us how many scholarships they have available. So we can't send forward. Well, we will have like if they have 5 scholarships available and you have 10 students applying, they will choose the best 5. So that will be the limit. And it's up to the receiving institution. They're the ones who will determine who are the persons who will get the scholarship. And for the Erasmus scholarship, that too covers everything. It pays for your visa, it pays your airfare, and it covers your living expenses when you arrive in Spain. So it's an excellent opportunity, excellent opportunity. We have quite a bit of funding opportunities that are available for students. And we are encouraging students to take up this opportunity. Add that flair to your resume. Make sure that when your employers look on your resume, they're going to say, oh, hey, I want this person. I want Mr. Anwar, because Anwar spent a semester in Canada. And that will give you the edge over the other applicants. All right, any other questions?
I just want to say thank you for adding that last part, Sarel, because I went on an exchange program in my second year of undergrad. And because of that,
What's your name?
Angelique James.
So okay, where you went?
Campus. I went on the Beyond Borders exchange program.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And from that, I was able to apply for the Japanese exchange teaching program. I was actually one of the youngest applicants in my batch to go to Japan. We had individuals with teaching experience for over 10 years, and I was just leaving UWI with no teaching experience apart from maybe tutoring at a local primary school and my experience on this exchange program. So from that, they were able to deduce that I can live on my own in a foreign country. And they gave me the opportunity to go ahead and teach in Japan for 2 years, actually. And I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if I hadn't gone on exchange programs and gotten involved within campus life. So these experiences and different opportunities that we keep mentioning throughout the sessions, it's not just for you to sit down and listen to, but for you to apply, because these are the things that will benefit you as the UWI.
Of course, you have to. And I encourage students, take that leap of faith. I've had students going, Finland, that is back at Jesus, and turn around 3 times and jump over a wall, and they go. And they enjoy themselves. They adjust, they adapt. There are certain hurdles that when you just get there, you might begin to wonder, did I make the right choice? I shouldn't have gone. I'm the only Black person, and I feel so Black. But then over time, when you get over all of that, you see that it's a wonderful experience. And as Bobby said, by the time you quit, if you go for 1 semester, by the time you adjust to living there, it's time to come home. And then you will realize that, hey, from get-go, I should have just embraced this opportunity, and I would have ensured that I had a much better time. It's an excellent opportunity, students. And take it from me, I wouldn't be encouraging students to go if I didn't experience some of the benefits of seeing a student leave here like one person, looking like how Bobby did look before he went. And when he come back, his eyes are open because he would have gone outside there and seen the world. So please, students, make use of this opportunity. Any other questions? Okay, so my office, there's my number and my email address. I am looking forward to getting some email. I'm looking forward to getting pictures to put on my wall. Encouraged to, I'm so sorry that this presentation wasn't done from my office because I had it all planned that I was gonna show you all my wall. Because when people come in and they see the pictures, first of all, people recognize somebody and say, Miss, what is that person doing on your wall? And when you tell them, that person went to Canada, oh my God, how come? What did they do? I want to do it. So please come and see, come and taste because it's good. It's an excellent opportunity. All right.
Okay, I'm seeing a hand from Chantel Anderson. You can go ahead.
Hello, good night. Thank you for that presentation. I wanted to ask how competitive is this exchange program? Like if it's extremely competitive or if that's dependent on the school that you're applying for?
Okay, competitive in the sense that, remember I told you that there are some schools, the popular school, because everybody in choosing to go to Canada, they want to go to Toronto because that's where they have their uncle, their cousin, their mother, their granny, everybody live in Toronto. So they choose a school in Toronto. However, the schools that are in Toronto, that's where we have most of the majority of our students who have gone to Canada would have gone to a school in Toronto. So the chances, and these schools, they're only accepting one student. And how I operate, or the international office operate, the first come. So the first person to bring in an application. So let's say we have 10 persons that want to go to the University of Toronto. It's the first qualified person who come with their application form, fully signed by the department and their dean's office, that will be, their application will be put forward. So it is competitive in that sense. Once the school accepts your application, you will be accepted to the school. So we are not going to be sending forward. The schools normally have quota. So I'm not going to send 10 applications to a school when the school only accepting one person. But they're not going to accept 10 applications from us. So I would tell the persons who come and want to find out about the exchange program, once you identify a school, I tell you what you are up against. I let you know this school is only accepting one, this school is only accepting 2 persons. So you know upfront if you need to hurry and get your application in. And once you get that application in, you will be accepted by the school. All right, that answers you, Miss?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Oh wait, Mr. Can I say something?
Yep.
All right. So I realized Mr. was saying pay keen attention, or just handle the application part aspect with diligence. I think you need to take that serious, right? Because it's the application part is the make or break you part, right? And if you pay a little attention to it, like myself, if it wasn't for Mysteria, I wouldn't have gone, because she was basically the one saying, Bobby, come on, you're moving too slow, whatnot, 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 whatnot. And she was basically the one pushing me along the way, because there were times when I even lost interest in signing up the application because I think to me the application part is the most strenuous part because you have to go back and forth departments. You have to if because I was a double major, right? So I have to go back and forth humanities and soci. So I have to go to the department. I have to try to approve the course I want to do, and then I have to go humanities, and then they have to sign on for it, and then I have to be contacting the school overseas just to find out if that course is still available, and if I have to contact the school trying to get like a course outline for all the programs that I want to do. I have to go to my department, try to see if their programs match their program here at Mona, and so forth. So between SOSI, so it was like this run around between humanities, SOSI, and overseas, right? Because I constantly have to check the department overseas to ensure that these programs match and ensure that I'm not coming back to you, Mona, to resit any course, right? Because that was the aim. The course I want to do, ensure that the course you're going to do is is readily available overseas, so that when you come on, you risk the chance of repeating of doing over the course, right? So ensure that you ask for when you're researching the university that you want to go. And the thing is that I like what Mr. Earl said. This program is very flexible because you will determine where you want to go. No one force you anywhere, right? So if it's a case where you go somewhere and you don't like the experience, it's because that's all on you, right? The onus is on you there because you are the one that chose the place. Mark you're not going to find that where you have a bad experience, right? But I'm just saying for saying sake, right? So that's the crucial part of this application. It's a really good program, but the crucial part is the application process, right? As in when it regarding my tuition, the sponsorship letter, yeah, I did a first draft for the sponsorship letter, and Mr. She literally crushed it up and threw it away. Like she was like, Bobby, me not accept that. Me know you better and I know your potential. Because she was we're coming all the way back from FYE first year
FYE,
experience, and she was my peer mentor, so right?
your
And she was,
facilitator.
yes, sorry, she was my facilitator, right? So she knows me from there. So she know my ability. Honestly, she do, and she know that I was really capable of writing a letter to get a sponsorship. So my second draft, she gave me pointers what to include. So when I finally put in the work, because I was all over the place at UE, my mind really wasn't settled. So I was trying to rush the process. But when I finally sit down and get into it, trust me, that was like a winning. That was a winning letter, right? So the most tedious part, I would say, and I would reiterate is the application part. So ensure that when you select the school of your choice overseas, you select the program that you want to do. Ensure that the program you're going to do match the program you should do here at Mona. So for example, first year going into second year, or second year going into third year, ensure that the course that you're going to do in that upcoming semester or academic year matches with the course that you're going to do overseas, because if not, then you will run the risk of having to repeat the course here at Mona, right? Because those courses wouldn't count towards your GPA. So that process can be tedious, but it can be done, and it can be done sufficiently. You just have to invest the time, not only the interest. Yes, the interest goes a long way, but it stops at some point and it waits and it fluctuates, right? But you just have to invest the time too, and the time is the effort to email your department, to email your lecturer, to email the school overseas, to do follow up, even if they're not responding to your email, spam them, do follow up. Just ensure that you get a response, right? And they have some time when they really respond to you really quick, and they have some time when it kind of lag, but you will get a response at the end of the day. You all get a response, right? And because once they find out that you're interested, you just text them, let them know, message them, email them, let them know that you're interested. And once they find out that you're interested, then the process will be smooth because they will assist you along the way. Because I remember when I wanted to choose a course from over humanities in the history and archaeological, department, right? I had to be texting the school to see if they have this particular course. Sometimes you won't get exact course, but you will get similar course, and the similar course is very much, I would say, equivalent to the course that you're doing at Mona. So when you go to your department, you bring the course outline, their course outline, and you have your handbook. If you don't have your handbook, then you can download an electronic handbook, the UMONA handbook of the various departments, and you basically let the head of department, right, or the coordinator for the course assist you and basically go through the course with you. So they will tell you if it's the right course. They will tell you if this course is a little too advanced. They will tell you all of this. The information is there, is readily available to them. So they will tell you. So it's not much stress. I would just say it's just the time. You have to realize that this will take effort, and you have to be realistic, realize that you have to put in the time, you know and you have to get it done and get it done, right? Because we went, we signed up for the program, we got through the process, we went an international exchange program. That's all we can hear telling you our testimony. So yes, it's an hurdle, but you have to get across the hurdle to win the race, so just put in the time. The interest is there, the interest is going to be there, but the interest will wane, and you just have to be realistic about that, right? So just after it wanes, just remember that you still have to you have to finish the race, right? And you don't finish the race until you finally get to leave the country, right? So you can do it. Miss Earl, she will guide you along the way. Trust me about that. You don't have to worry. As long as you show dedication, then she will be there. It's like a 50-50 thing with her. Sometimes, for me, I think it was like a 7:30, like she 70, me 30. But I love her so much. So just pay that in mind, right? She will be there for you right along the way. Even if you kind of drop off, she will contact you to find out, hey, what's your reason? How can we overcome this? What's the next step? What's the next approach? How can I put, how she can get you to put your best foot forward, right? So just remember that she's there, and you have to maintain direct and active contact with your department too, and with her too, and with the school overseas too. So just that's your responsibility. Remember, you're now a UE Pelican. You're now at university. You are classified as a young adult. You're in the adult bracket now. So, and adulting comes with independent a form or a measure of independency. So that will be required of you too, right? So to take things into your own hand, ensure that you do the things right, you do the thing diligent, and do the things with do the thing with as much respect as possible, and you will go right. That's just it. What I have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Bobby. That was quite an interesting bit of information for students. And Bobby having participated in the program, he can give you a real blow by blow activities for the program. And one of the things that should be mentioned is that all the courses that you pursue on the exchange program will go towards your UE degree. Hence why you have the courses must be approved by the relevant department at, at Mona before you go on the exchange. So the application process, it covers all of this. I see one more question here. Are people allowed to work when they go on the exchange? No, with the students who go to another campus of the University of the West Indies, it depends on if there are jobs available. The students who go to Canada, I've had more students going to Canada getting the opportunity to work. For Canada though, for you to work in Canada, you would have to get a work permit. Now, if you are going for one semester, you don't need to get the study permit. The study permit, sorry, because if you're going to on exchange for less than 6 months, you just get a normal temporary residence visa. However, students are encouraged to get the study permit because it's a study permit that will allow you the opportunity to work when you arrive in Canada. So yes, the possibility exists that you can get a job, provided, of course, that it's available. Okay. So is that it? Any more questions? I'll hand over now to your moderator. Moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Ariel, for all of your information. And thank you, Bobby,
Yes.
for making a special guest appearance.
Yes. Wow. That's really, I really do appreciate that.
I'm going to ask Mr. Anwar Greenland to give the vote of thanks.
Good night once again, everyone. On behalf of everyone present, I would like to thank you for taking the time out to speak with us today. Your presentation was very thorough, interactive, and greatly appreciated, as our eyes would have been open to new information. And of course, Mr. Bobby, we want to also thank you for your insightful overview of what this course, this program is all about. And want to thank you again, and let us all continue to stay safe during this period.
All right, and thank you all for participating. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you. You know where my office is, the International Students Office. We're located across from the admissions office, right there under the Undercroft. We're in the same area as the admissions office, and you can feel free to come and visit us. Come with your questions, come ready. I'm looking forward to meeting you all. All right, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thanks again for coming out, and I hope to see you at our next session.
Thank you for having this. Night, night.